Hi, Max K standing in for Gary Mitchell. No, he's not in rehab. In fact, he's on a very special course. He's thinking about giving up half his sex life. Unfortunately, he can't decide which half, thinking about it or talking about it. A lot of good stuff on the programme tonight. First of all, we have a guy who, on the advice of his friend, has taken in a flatmate. Only he thinks he's a bit creepy. In fact, he thinks he's perving on him and his girlfriend, and he doesn't know what to do. I would know what to do. And then, of course, we have a lady who has a husband who is a dreamer. One day he's a handyman, the next day he's a politician, and the next day he's an entrepreneur. My God, it sounds like me. But there you are. She's looking for advice because she's losing confidence in him. And then a poor grandmother who is looking after her 9-month-old granddaughter, and while her daughter-in-law returns to work. The only thing is, she's laid down some very hard and fast rules about diet, about sleep, about pacifiers, and it's mixing up this old lady. She's brought up children of her own, and she's not happy about it, and she's seeking advice from her panel. All this and more when we meet our panel on Sweet and Sour, coming up next.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Yeah. Gary singing Sweet and Sour. Hi there. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Max K. I'm not Gary Mitchell, as you can hear. He was singing. He's somewhere singing that song. We've got a lovely show for you tonight, and we've got a beautiful panel, all ladies, and we're going to meet them right now. Right at the end here, we've got a 1930s beauty, Perrie Taylor. Hello, Perrie.
Hi there.
How are you, darling? You
I'm
look like Betty
fantastic.
Boo, right enough.
Well, thanks, I think.
Yeah. How have you been?
Fantastic. Been doing a bit of burlesque, a bit of costume design.
Lovely.
And a lot of fun.
And you look like a lot of fun.
Aw.
Ha.
Guys.
And then we say hello to Shelley. Hello, Shelley.
Hello, Max.
Actually, Shelley's actually Miss Shelley. As like in Michelle, is that right?
Well, it's not as in missed out, because that was by personal choice.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. Yes, well, it is Michelle, but it's Miss Shell. Get it?
And what have you been doing, Michelle?
Yeah, well, you're about to say Miss Schmelly then.
Miss Schmelly.
Well, Miss Shelley here has been very busy. I've actually started a volunteer program with some of the girls, the beautiful girls at Esther House.
Oh, yeah, good charity.
Yeah,
excellent.
been teaching self-confidence and grooming and deportment, and they have excelled at being beautiful models on a catwalk. So they've done 3 shows so far. So
if anybody can do
brilliant.
it, you can do it. Hi, Stacey.
Hi Max, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Okay, this is the slightly older side, this side here. Just slightly older. I'm sorry, I don't know, interview. Yeah.
Go take him
How have you been, Stacey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Everything going well with you?
Everything going well.
And lovely Alex here.
Hello.
Hello, Alex. You said you were going to wear your glasses and you didn't.
Yeah, I will when I'm reading.
Oh, when you're reading.
I'm okay in looking, but reading I need glasses.
It's lovely to have you all here tonight, and I'm really honoured.
Nice to be back.
Being the only man amongst all these lovely ladies. And we're going to read the very first question.
Oh, my God, is that?
I think I've got it now. Oh, that's not the one at all. I missed it. Okay, eyes down, look in. I think my flatmate is perving on me. As a favour to another mate, I agreed to let this man share my apartment. He moved in 5 weeks ago and paid me a bond plus 3 months up front, which I promptly dispatched to the retail therapist in the form of travel agent. That just means I've spent it all on a week's holiday with my girlfriend. Oh. Now, I don't know whether I'm just being paranoid, but I swear that the other night while I was in my room with my girlfriend, I heard the floorboards creaking outside my door. My girlfriend thinks he's creepy. And when I'm on the phone, he just lurks around trying to listen into my conversations. Whenever he finds out my girlfriend is coming over, and we're staying in, he stays in as well. I'm not sure how to approach him. He started to freak me out. He's a bit of a psycho. Trouble is, he is also a good mate of a good mate. Blake from Northgate in Queensland. Well now, Perrie, we need your wisdom with this, your 1930s wisdom.
Blake, do you think maybe you're flattering yourself just a little bit? Thinking someone's wanting to get all up in your grill. And even if they are, everybody loves a fan club, especially the sort that hover outside your door cracking wood, don't you think? No?
He might actually be Jack the Ripper, this guy.
He could, but that's exciting.
Is it? I don't think the people who I don't think the people who were dispatched by Jack the Ripper were too excited by it.
No. Talk to your mate, who's the mate of the flatmate. Have a chat to them, maybe suss them out. They must know them a little bit. They should be able to tell you if they're actually a creep.
Is that not just a thing you sense being a creep? Is it not something you have a feeling, a gut feeling? What about you?
Oh, I know loads
Shelley?
of creeps.
Yeah.
Well, I've met lots.
Yeah. Stop looking at me, please. Thank you.
I won't say any names. Okay, Urka the lurker. I think he's probably definitely lurking around, and if you hear that on your door at night time, could it possibly be a woody on the back of the door? Hopefully not. But one way to find out is by actually setting up some secret cameras and filming him, so you can actually out-perv Mr. Pervy. And then send us a letter back and let us know how you go.
You know what they say about two wrongs?
I'll be interested in that. I like the use of the word woody. Stacey?
Well, I personally think Blake needs to be a man. And if he doesn't like his friend lurking around, well, he should actually just lay in wait and listen for him to lurk and then open the door and maybe pin him up by the neck to the wall and say what's going on. Because he needs to be a man about this. He can't just be telling everybody else, oh, my girlfriend doesn't like it, I don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
The guy might not even be perving on him. It might be his imagination.
I actually thought it was a girl who was writing in.
So did I initially.
And it could very well be, but it could well be because a girl can have a girlfriend.
Well, it's his name.
Are we sure
the name's
it's a man?
Blake. I don't
Blake.
know the girl's
Oh,
name.
no, Blake. Is there any
female
Blakes?
actress?
Oh, true.
Blake, there is a Blake,
No,
that's
I think
right.
it's a man.
Oh, no, is it not Blair that's the fair
Well, no
name?
wonder he's hanging around
A man
outside
with
the
no
door.
spine.
Yeah, so we don't know actually, but anyway, we'll assume
Okay.
that he is a man and he's a bit of a wimp.
A sad little man.
All right. Yeah, he's a sad little man. Now,
Okay.
the strong-minded Alex will
I
tell us
think
about
you
this.
should man up and just confront your new flatmate. I mean, what's wrong with you? Are you a girl? I mean, if
Well,
you
we
hear
know.
creaking boards outside your door, why not just go, da, open it up and catch him in the act? I mean, what's so hard about that? You know, to me, you don't sound paranoid. You just sound like a big girl. And when you get a phone call, why don't you just take it in your bedroom? Like, he's your flatmate. He doesn't have to leave the room when a phone call comes in. If it's a private call, go in your room. And if you don't have a hands-free phone, get one. That's a simple problem there solved. And when he finds out your girlfriend's coming over and you're staying in, he stays in, well, what is he, a dog? You know, he can stay in if he doesn't have to get out of the house every time your girlfriend comes. Oh, look, you sound like you're the psycho. And what was the other one? Yeah, you sound like you're the psycho to me. If he's a good mate of a mate of yours, then, you know, go and talk to your mate. Instead of talking about this poor guy that's come in to live with you and you're just attacking him. Man up.
Spent all his money.
He's got all the money, and he spent all the money, you know.
He did that quick enough,
God, he's
didn't he?
good at spending his
That's
money,
it.
yeah.
And if you don't like it, just give him a kick up the cobblers, that's all. That's the only thing you can
He
do.
needs a good kick up the cobblers.
He does. Kick up the cobblers. Thank you very much for your wisdom. It was lovely. We'll be back with you very, very shortly. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us once again and into the second half. May I remind you that every letter that is read out here receives a free movie pass by courtesy of Natalie Cameron. The movie that is the passes for this week is called Attack of the Block. I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've heard of that movie. Is that the real name of it? Attack of the Block. Well, whatever. Anyway, that's it. So get your movie letters in here. And if you want to send your letters in, you send them to letters@sweetandsour.net.au. Right. And that's it. Keep them coming in. There's some very good quality letters here. This is a very good one here. Panel, listen to this. Dear Mitch, well, he's not here. Dear Max, please save my family. I'm at my wit's end with my husband. He's still trying to find his sense of significance in life. It's not enough to be content to be a good husband and dad. He fancies himself 1 week as a bit of a handyman. The next week he wants to go into politics because he's got all the answers. The week after that he's coming up with another harebrained idea that will make $1 million. I've come to think that he isn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, and I'm not sure a marriage can hold together if respect disappears. My goodness. Do I support him because I promise to love, honour and obey? Do I pack up the kids and move in with mum until he's back on the planet? Is he having a midlife crisis and perhaps it might be over soon, but he's only 34? Well, you blew yourself up out of the water with that one, didn't you? He had always been a dreamer, but he was focused. I just have no idea what's happening here at all. I just know that as it stands, something's got to give. And it's Rhonda of Carlisle, here in Western Australia. Alex.
Oh, you know, Rhonda, you know, it can be quite daunting and frustrating in life when you get to a certain age and you're not happy with what you've accomplished. So it sounds like this is happening to your husband. He could be frustrated and he needs something to excite himself. He might be bored in the marriage and he needs something to occupy his mind. I said, good on him for, you know, trying to be a handyman. At least he's trying to do something. And so what if he goes off on a little tangent and thinks he knows everything? You know, are you perfect? I mean, I had to stop and read about you because you're just complaining, you know, me, I want. You know, whatever he's going through, he needs your support. And like, what about when you go through your PMS every month? I mean, how are you? Do you think he puts up with that? And then let's not think about menopause. Oh my God, when that happens, a poor guy. So, you know, how about you stop complaining about your husband and start looking at yourself, get in there and help him with the handyman stuff, make him a cup of tea or a bicky or something and take it out to him, help him out. Stop complaining.
Good girl. Stacey.
I've got a little bit of a different opinion about him. I think that maybe the husband needs to kind of grow up and knuckle down doing something. If, you know, he's doing this 1 week and that the other week, he's got to be knuckling down and being a responsible man who has a family rather than, you know, going into every harebrained scheme he thinks. But by the same token, we are hearing a lot about Rhonda. So she may be a little bit biased here and, you know, maybe Rhonda should discuss this with her husband instead of writing it to complete strangers.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, Stacey.
You don't?
No, I think the world needs dreamers. It needs people who think about other things. I mean, we don't know. The guy might have a job, just an ordinary job, but he dreams himself as other things. Handyman. I'm no handyman, I must say.
I'm a handy woman.
And only the reason I'm handy is because I live right close by. But you need a dreamer. I used to think about all the being an entrepreneur, being a politician, being an actor, being this, being that. And you have to have dreams. That's what I just believe.
Well, I was kind of thinking this was saying he didn't have a job.
No, I don't think it says he hasn't got a job.
Well, okay, then I'll
She's a moron.
Retract it.
I'll retract all those nasty things I said about
well, I'm not
husband.
sure. I mean, you could be right. So just hold that in abeyance, just for the
right.
time being. And we shall find out now from Shelley.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Tell me, Rhonda. Tell me, Rhonda.
Tell me.
That was funny. Well, he sounds fantastic. Actually, this is the way that I tend to think. And it was pointed out to me a few weeks ago by a major company in Sydney. It's called Blue Ocean. I was actually asked over the telephone, do you know about Blue Ocean, Shelley? And I said, yes, we have a rather vast one here and it's filled with white pointers. However, they actually thought that the answer was so intelligent that it was, I just had this brilliant concept of blue ocean. And what blue ocean means is that if you struggle in the red ocean, competing against everybody else, just vying for the same principal marketplace, you're going to lose all your arms and legs. And maybe, if you're lucky, get the prize at the end of the day. What your husband is doing, he's going out there trying all these different areas in the blue ocean. And you know what? He will get one of them one day and perhaps you're just boring and he's a bit creative.
Yeah, she needs to be a little more supportive, doesn't she? Yeah.
He should do
Help
acting.
him. Help him. Well, I think she's the actor.
Well, she could actually
Rhonda.
dress him up in different outfits and different hairdos every week, and then it'd be like having a different bloke every week. Have fun with
I
it.
think you need that. Now, here we are. Betty Brew.
Well, I'm a hobby fiend and I like to have lots of different projects on the go, so I can understand where he's coming from. And
What are you this week?
What am I this week? I'm a professional gift wrapper this week, actually.
Oh, you are. There you are. That's a nice, wonderful thing. I'm an astronaut this week.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm a slob.
Um,
I think I might be a
But to
brain
Rhonda, I
scientist
say,
next.
would you expect your partner to do the same for you? Golden rule, Rhonda, golden rule.
Yeah, I just think people do. I mean, honestly, I just think that women need to be more supportive, and particularly that one. Yeah, let him dream and let him do his thing.
He's having a go, you know.
He's having a go. Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing.
He sounds exciting.
Yeah, there
he's
you
not
are.
boring.
You've found someone. Rhonda, if you don't want him, Shelley wants him.
Everyone keeps saying I should have a
Just
I should get a
Mr. Shelley.
husband.
bring him in
Not someone
here.
else's.
We'll be delighted to have him, and we'll be back with you very shortly, will we?
At least he's not a norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Not
fat
home.
slob who just does
Now
nothing.
watches TV and does nothing.
We're coming back in a minute.
Maybe he should do wood turning.
Before you criticise someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do criticise them, you're a mile away and you have their shoes.
Stiffy's a good one there. Here we are. Here we are, back for the last segment. And it's lovely with my beautiful girls, surrounded by beautiful girls. And I'm sorry about that remark in the middle when I said this is the older side. I didn't actually mean this was the older side. I meant this was the older side. So there we are.
Takes one to know one.
It does. Well, I must admit, I'm a little older. Now, this letter really angers me.
Oh,
It happens a lot.
Yes.
And, well, I'm going to let you decide for yourself. And I'll read it out for you right now. My daughter-in-law has returned to work and I've started looking after my 9-month-old granddaughter. That's lovely. At first, I was delighted that I was asked to do it, but 2 weeks on, and it's much more complicated than I thought it would be. My daughter-in-law has set up a very strict diet and sleep regimen for her baby, and I'm expected to stick to it. It's very stressful for me. I never brought up my children like that, so I find it very difficult when the baby starts to cry. All the tricks I use to pacify my babies aren't allowed. Once I tried the honey on the dummy trick, but my daughter-in-law found out, and she hit the roof. Well, see, and I received a lecture from my own son. I want to care for the baby, but I've lost my confidence. Is it wrong of me to want to do things in my own way? Is my daughter-in-law being a bit pig-headed, you bloody bit, and difficult? Is there a compromise? Yes, there is. Tell her to find a babysitter. Stacey.
Well, I think this sounds quite bad on poor Shelley's part. Shelley's obviously brought up children before, so she's quite capable. If her children have survived being brought up in her environment, there's no reason she should do anything really differently with the grandchild. And I think the daughter-in-law is not kind of recognising here that Shelley is doing her a big favour by looking after her child. And I mean, she's not doing anything harmful. She's using her tricks for stopping the child crying, etc. So I think the daughter-in-law is making something that should be pleasurable for Shelley quite difficult and quite upsetting for Shelley.
Quite.
You're
quite right.
Of course I am.
You're quite right. I mean, after all, it would appear that the only one that she's had is a 9-month-old. No, that's the only baby she's had. The grandmother's probably had many, and they live, including her son, the father of this child. So,
and the father should be sticking up for the father of the child, the lady's son, Shelley's son, should actually be getting a spine and perhaps
there's that
sticking up for
saying,
her.
you know, a daughter is a daughter for the rest of your life. A son is a son till you get yourself a wife.
I love these little sayings that you have. Come
now,
on,
look,
give us your venom.
I say good on you, Shirley. I think, you know, I take my hat off to you because, you know, my mother used to babysit my sister's kids and my brother's kids, and, you know, she was a good mother and provider, and she was also very tough. And, you know, I believe that if your daughter-in-law wants you to look after her baby, then you look after the baby you want to, because, I mean, you've brought up your own children, so I don't know what her problem is, you know. If she doesn't like it, then she should take it to her mother and look after her child, or although it's your grandchild. I mean, she lost it over the honey on the dummy. I mean, what is that? The honey is a natural antibiotic. It's also sweet. Children love sweets, and it's, you know, it's a good way to calm and pacify a child.
It probably wasn't in the book that she's got.
Well, you know, she sounds like a freak, you know.
Case.
This strict diet. I had a girlfriend that I knew at school. She's like a real control freak as well. She's an organic nutritionist person, and she brought up her baby. She got pregnant organically. Her and and her husband went on this big diet, they had a baby, and then this kid's an organic baby. She came down and had breakfast with us one day, and the kid wanted an orange juice, and she wouldn't let him have it because it's got preservatives in it. Anyway, your daughter-in-law sounds like a control freak and is definitely pig-headed. I would tell her that you don't want to look after her baby, and if you're going to be subjected to abuse from her and your son, I assume you raised him fine, otherwise she wouldn't have married him. So ending this off, your daughter-in-law's asking you for the favour and looking after the kid, end of story.
But I can understand that the grandmother doesn't want to lose contact with the child.
I know, but
and
she shouldn't be abused
and
by her.
It's kind of moral blackmail,
That's
isn't it?
terrible.
It's moral blackmail.
It is
Perrie,
moral blackmail.
Your young years, I know that you know nothing about grandchildren.
No, as both a grandmother and an expert in the field of childcare, I'd advise Shirley to agree to everything.
Grandmother.
Yes. I would advise Shirley to agree to everything that her daughter-in-law says, and then switch it up and make the Fokker style and spoil the kid, because that's what grandmothers are for.
That's what it is. That's what you do.
Yeah,
you
but the
spoil them
daughter's
and you
having a
give
go
them
at her
back
for doing
again.
that, you know? And then they come home after she's looked after the child and the child's having a great time, and then the daughter comes home, you're doing something I don't like you doing.
She's demeaning
Crazy.
Shirley.
Well, it's crazy, but she
It's
doesn't
not
know what
fair.
she's doing. She
Poor
hasn't
little
a clue.
lady. I feel sorry for Shirley.
Too
No.
like Shirley.
Miss Shelley.
Passive-aggressive.
Shirley, you can't be serious.
Surely you can't be serious.
Very serious.
And you'll call me Shirley.
No, passive-aggressive
Don't call me Shirley.
behaviour, probably due to the wife being slightly resentful, actually going back to work and having underlying feelings of slight guilt. Therefore, she is overcompensating to Shirley, giving Shirley a hard time. And if Shirley can remember all these things that I'm actually saying and put them down to her, then you're blessed with your intelligence, Shirley, as well. Okay, what else? Yes, she's a bit guilty, I've already said that. I think that you should register yourself a little business name. Surely, Shirley, you should. And get yourself an ABN number. Start giving out some invoices. Could do that as well. On the flip side, what's going on? I think we're kind of missing something here about the dummy and the honey. Perhaps hubby likes a bit of the dummy and the honey from his little mummy. Not from Shirley, I mean, but you know, some people are a bit strange in that, and perhaps that's why they don't want the baby to turn into somebody who grows up and wears nappies and.
I think the mother's a
dummies.
selfish bitch, I'm sorry to say. She
I agree.
is.
You
I
biatch.
mean, your
biatch.
mother is there
You
doing,
biatch.
your mother-in-law is doing you a favour. She's also communing with her grandchild. I think it's very, very fair, and that's it. Well, there you are. We have nothing else to say to you. I hope this advice has been good for you. We have something to do. We've got to give a pair of sunglasses by kind courtesy of Aussie Opticals to the winner. Now, which letter do you think should get this? Three?
Three.
Yes.
Three?
I'm also
Shirley.
spoiling my
Oh, Shelley!
Yay,
Shelley,
girl.
you may not be top of the pops with your daughter-in-law, but you've got a pair of sunglasses.
You're a winner with us.
And
We love Shirley.
you can take a dim view of anything anytime you like, Shirley. Thank you very, very much indeed. It was lovely to have you here. Thank you, audience. Thank you, Perrie, for being here.
Thank you, Mr. K.
Thank you. It was that Mr. K. Oh, that's very nice. And Shelley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Lovely being with you.
Yes, it's our
again.
first time.
Was it? Is it? Are you sure? Haven't I
is.
slept with you before?
It
I'm
is,
sorry.
it's our first
Maybe not.
time.
Stacey,
Lovely to see you again, Matt.
lovely seeing you again. And Alex.
Yes. Third time I've been with you.
Is it?
It's only my second.
It's wonderful. It gets better every time.
Yes.
It does. Thank you so
Max is a
much
busy
again for joining. Please give them a wave. It's very nice being here. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. And if you're watching this, Gary, we don't.